Hi, I'm Debbie. I'm known as the Flooring Girl, and today I just want to talk to you for a minute about page views versus sessions. What's the difference, and where should you really focus? Okay, so first let's go through definition. A page view is when someone comes and visits your site and sees a page. Okay, pretty obvious. It doesn't matter if it's a page or a post; it's all the same thing. Now, if they go from page A to page B, so they've gone on to 2 pages, you have 2 page views. But if there was one person that did that at the same time, that is one session. Okay, and they could visit 3 pages or 5 pages or only 1 page. But each time that someone comes to your site and then eventually leaves, that is a session, and they can have multiple page views per session. Your page views should always be greater than or equal to your number of sessions. Okay, so it's a little bit of a nuance and different way to look at it, and you in general want people to be visiting more pages because if they are generally getting a better user experience and they are on your site longer and they are more likely to convert, whatever convert means for you. You become a subscriber, buy a product, you get it, buy one of your affiliate links, or just become a loyal reader and read your stuff, okay? Of course, if they're on your site for longer and if you have ads on there, you're going to get more ad revenue too. But that is a byproduct. The goal is not to get more ad revenue. The goal is to make your user happy and keep them on your site longer. And as a result, you will end up making more money in everything that you do because there's more money beyond ad revenue. There is money from affiliate marketing, buying your products, buying printables, becoming a member of a membership site, whatever. There are many ways to make money and scale up. So ad revenue should only be a portion, and I would argue over time a lower portion because you want things that are much more scalable and ownable. Okay, but that's another matter. Okay, so now let's talk about page views versus sessions and a big nuance here that can affect your numbers, the way they appear in Google Analytics, even though it's not a real difference. Okay, so when people leave a page and go visit the other one, different people will do things differently. Some people open it up into a new tab or a new window, and other people will do it in the same window. Okay, so let me set the record straight. From an SEO perspective, it does not matter. Does not matter. Okay, but from a user experience, it does. And people have different opinions on which is better for user experience. But I'm going to tell you my point of view, and then I'll tell you the counterpoint of view. So my point of view is that every time you have a link to another site, you always, I think everyone would agree with this, actually I shouldn't say always, almost always want them to open up in a new window because you don't want them to lose your site and lose their place, right? Now you might feel slightly differently if it was a very strong affiliate link that got you a lot of money and it converted well or something like that. But in general, if it's to another site, you want to open it up in a new tab, which makes sense, okay? The debate is on the rest of it. So now what about if they're going to another page on your site? For me, what I personally do is I will open that up into a new window if it's within the article and they haven't gotten to the end yet. Why do I do that? Because I believe that's better for user experience. I don't want people to lose their place. I have a lot of long and lengthy articles, and people often want to know additional information that's related, but they still want to finish reading the whole article, or at least most of it. So if it's within the article, I open it up into a new window. If they are at the end of the article, they are at the end of the article. They're done with that article. So then I will open it up into the same window and transfer to the new page because I believe that is better for user experience. Okay. Now the counter argument is that some people say that when you open it up into a new tab, sometimes people don't see it, they get confused, blah, blah, blah. So, and I can understand that at times, and if I was opening up to something that was a product that I wanted them to buy or something like that, I could definitely open that up into the same window, but recognize they're losing their place. So, but you can do whichever one you want. You can even you can argue that you could do that based on where it is that you're sending them to within your site, and that is fine, okay? But I want to talk about the impact on Google Analytics. It's not a real impact, but it's just a measurement impact. So if I open things up into a new window, which I believe is better for user experience, recognize that that is then counted as a new session. So it makes my sessions look shorter, like people don't go to as many pages or they don't stay on the site as long, because every time I'm doing that, it's a new session, which, by the way, if you're trying to apply to Mediavine, that will help get your sessions up, but that is certainly not the reason to do it. Always focus on what is best for your user, not what's going to get you into an ad network. So I just want you to understand that, and also understand that different places measure things differently, and that's perfectly fine, okay? Mediavine uses sessions. The rest of the world, or almost all of it, uses page views. AdThrive, Monumetric, AdSense, every network does it based on page views, and all your affiliate programs will do it based on page views. But here's an important thing to remember. Page views is an equalizing measure. So regardless of whether I open it up into a new tab or same tab, my page views will always be the same. My sessions may vary, but the page views is how you can really equalize across sites, and that's why places ask for it. Now, that aside, let's talk about what you need to focus on when you are trying to improve your site. When you're trying to improve your site, focus on it at a page view level. Why? Because that is much more actionable. You can look at the time on page and try to improve it post by post. So I focus way more on page views because it's a more, I don't know if accurate is the right way to say it, but it's a more, it's a good way to, it's just a good way to measure and compare where you're at, because I could easily be making wrong conclusions if I just looked at it based on sessions, okay? So I'm not saying that you want to reduce your sessions, but inadvertently things can look different if I'm going from page A to page B, or page A to page C, or A to D, or whatever. It starts to get confusing. So just focus on what you can do to improve each page, one page at a time, okay? Regardless of what ad network you're using, always focus on the user experience and how to improve that article, okay? Hope that makes sense.